Good Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. For those joining for the first time, this is not a political poll, spiritual poll we have here. And every Sunday, a group of us get together. Some people are ahead of us and they come together from the future. Some of our galactic friends even. But whatever day we watch this, whatever time we watch this, we are all coming together to play on the universal web of creation, and we raise the vibration of the planet by raising our vibrations. And today we are stepping into the autumn equinox. And I'm not sure what it is for the people down under, what they call it. I'd probably have to look that up. But as we move into the autumn equinox, for me, it's a time of reflection. It's like doing a full day's work, really good day's work, being proud of what we did, sitting back, having a glass of wine or a beverage of your choice, watching the sunset. And it's not the sunset on a life, but it's the sunset on the day so that we can just take a breath and exhale. And the equinox, it's when the earth has half sunlight, half night. So what I've set up here, I tried to do this really simply. I wanted to do just a one card spread, but you can see I don't know when to stop. I'm going to be mainly focusing on this card, the West. That's the intent I wanted, but it's spread out to the whole medicine wheel because you can't have one direction without the other. So the card that I pulled from us, as we sit in the West, what's the feeling? Where should we be? So much stress is in the world, so much anger, hurt, pain, and we forget the joyous times. So the card that I pulled to start this reading was the Four of Wands. This is a union, this is a coming together, this is a celebration. This is a little bit of a commitment too, as I look at this card. What are we committing to? What are we agreeing to? And we have to look at what got us to this place, this altar. What brought us here? How did we meet? What was the first date? What was all that? That was all that in the beginning. So that's just going to sit up there at the top of this reading. And I normally have pulled these cards before. A lot of times I will look at them and meditate on them so that a more solid message comes through, and I'm not so sure that's true or not either. But today I am going to be surprised as to what I get. So we have the 4 directions. We have north, east, south, west, sky, earth, and here we are. This is us. So many indigenous cultures, many cultures, let me just leave it like that, have 4 directions. Some have 5, 6. This one, it's 7, so that we can add ourselves to it. Let's start out in the west to see what is it that as we sit in this autumn equinox, as we kick our feet up, take our shoes off, put our feet up on an ottoman, on a log, wherever we are, and let's look back on this journey from the east, south, earth, sky, north. What's the message for us to listen to right now? 2 of fire. We should listen to the giraffe. So this is the good tarot. Hopefully I'll remember all the names of the decks I'm using. Probably won't, but let's see. Good tarot. 2 of fire. Now, in normal decks, this is the 2 of wands. In this deck, looking just at the imagery, the figure's a little slumped over. She sees that she still has ways to go. She's not done yet. The giraffe has a vantage point that is seeing something beyond what she can see. So it feels like there's more going on than us just relaxing and just kicking back. But it's to pay attention to what the giraffe sees and the light that the giraffe is shining. And I find it curious that this is the 2 of fire when I only see 1 lantern. Am I missing something here? Ah, yes, I am. The other lantern, it's very small, and it's behind her. So the work that she's done is done. That flame is ending, is dimming. I'm not saying it's diminished. That came to my mind, but that's not it. It's just not that important anymore because you've already did it. Now it's time to look forward. And this is not a time of regret, although it was kind of challenging. It kind of bent her back a little bit. All right. Let's see as we look forward in this two of fire energy, what is the giraffe seeing for us? How do we prepare? And the next step of this will be the north direction, will be winter, rest, calming energy. And the west is certainly calming energy. It's a cleansing energy too, right? So for me, the west is water, bear, um, shell woman. And I imagine going into the western waters in the Pacific, and I imagine feeder stations. And these stations are where little feeder fish will go to a larger fish and take off parasites. So it's a symbiotic relationship, cleaner station. And sometimes when I imagine myself going into the West to get rejuvenated, to get healed, I think of those feeder stations. Well, and actually they're called cleaning stations, not feeder stations. Well, they are feeding the little fish, but they're also cleaning the bigger fish. So as we go from the west to the north, this would be the winter solstice, I would imagine. And in North America, I just see the cold, a fire, being warmed by a fire. We've hopefully made all our provisions so that we can live relatively comfortable in these winter months. Hopefully we got enough firewood, enough food in storage, and maybe that's why she's still so slumped over, because that's what she's doing at this time, is getting her supplies in order for the winter months. I'm using angels and ancestors for the north. For me, the north, I have a very strong relationship with white buffalo calf woman from the north. And this is all about the white witch, be the light. White buffalo calf woman, be the light. So in this card, I think of the solitude that is available to us so that we can hear our spirit guides, our higher source, the knowing. And sometimes we have to do a few rituals here or there. Sometimes we need to put on our antlers, our owl antlers, so that we can pick up the transmissions. Okay. White Witch of the North, be the light. Let's see where all this is going. As we go into the eastern direction, there's something big coming for us. I'm not sure really what that is, but for the collective, it feels huge. And it has to do with this white witch. Well, it has to do with putting antlers on the owl, being able to see in all directions, above and below. So that's what this is leading us to on this western direction. The eastern direction. This is, for me, is associated with air, flight, eagle. And we get disruption. Now, with this, in your interpretation of this card, and your interpretations of all these cards are hugely important. With this interpretation of the color, the lines, the dots, it feels to me, and then we can look at the word too, but it feels to me that we think we're going in a certain direction only to find out that that direction is being disrupted by fill in the blank. What's our intention? What are we being disrupted by? Is it something that we choose to be disrupted by, or is it something that we are allowing to happen to us, right? So when we are manifesting, is that a word? Manifestating? When we are I think it is. When we're in manifestation, what we think about, we bring into our awareness, into our existence. This is us playing on the web of creation. We get to create our reality with what we think about. And it happens without us doing anything about it. When we start thinking about things, when we start speaking things, they will come into our awareness. So this disruption, it may be we're going to be disrupted from our negative thoughts into more positive thoughts. But if we keep having negative thoughts, or we don't manage what we're thinking. I had a rough week last week. I don't know where my energy was. I don't know if it was, I was feeling like unsure of my balance. I was feeling a little bit on the depressed side, and I'm like, this is so totally not like me. Had a lot of aches and pains. Yeah, welcome to getting older. And so do I fall into all that what I perceive as a negative thing, or do I say, which I did, I said, I'm releasing you. Thank you for the awareness that you brought to me. I'm releasing you, and I'm replacing that I'm releasing with a little compress of love and peace and happiness. What's the disruption? Hope I didn't get off on a rant there. All right, let's go to the south. Let's go to the south. In the south, I am using my Sweat Lodge cards. And I'm not looking at the book for this so much to get that meaning. So this is all intuitive. And it's for those of you who are not into the shamanic lingo. I don't know. Do shamans, what would the traditional shamans think of me saying the shamanic lingo? Just take the image. Take what it says. All right. Here we go. This is it. Huh. 4 directions. At the base of this, the south. So, the south. 4 directions. So to me, south is summer. It is full work mode. It is, we have our ideas in the east. We have the ideas being put into actions in the south. And the power animal that I associate with the south, and this is different for a lot of people, so use your own truth with this. My power animal for the south is jaguar, and that is, the jaguar to me represents strength, being able to see at night in the jungle. And so as we're in the midday, sometimes the path seems so dark. It's like, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm doing a lot, but is this the right? Am I being aware of everything? With this card, it's suggesting pay attention not only to the south direction, but to all directions. Pay attention to what you're healing, what you're let going, what you're forgiving. With the west, pay attention to what Spirit is saying. How do you pray? What is the value in respecting a life? I don't know why I said that. What is the value in starting something new and taking on a new path that you didn't think you were going to go on? It's the 4 directions. It's the 4 horses. And there's more information in this card. If I were to read the book, which I will later, but way more information here. Let's take a look at the Earth. What does Mother Earth have to say about this equinox time that we're in? What does Mother Earth have to say to us? What is her guidance? Thank you, thank you, thank you. 7 of Roots, growth. This is all about the 7 of Pentacles in normal tarot. Mother Earth is letting us know that there is growth, there is change, there is disruption in the old way that we're doing things. It looks like there may be a little battle here at the base of things. Okay, let's see what Sky Father has to say. This is, as I was thinking of Earth and growth and starting to read these in a storyline, I realized this is what I pulled is the beginnings of the Celtic cross spread. Even though this, I said, was the card that flew out, that got me going, this is us, the querent, Mother Earth, growth. This is where we're going in this equinox cycle. Father Sky, what do you have to say? I am using, what deck am I using here? This is Beyond Lemuria. Stepping through. Awesome. Sky Father, our star beings say step through. And not only are they saying step through, they say stepping through. So we may think that we are firmly planted on the ground. Guess what? We're stepping through to a higher awareness, to a new growth. So let's read this as a tarot pull. What can we expect let me go back. What can we expect in this equinox time, this autumn equinox time that we are stepping into, stepping through in this time? Overall energy is we should be celebrating. A lot of times we're not. Maybe that's the disruption. We are in this growth cycle. Growth a lot of times is messy. It gets, you think you're on one path and then you go, oh my gosh, look at me. I'm another 6 inches taller. My shoes don't fit. My clothes don't fit. And, to be honest, as I get a little older, it's not so much my shoes don't fit, although they do, because my feet seems to be spreading out. My feet seem to be. Also my waistline. That's okay. It's all good. Growth. Being comfortable in our own skin. Being comfortable in what we're going to experience as we come out of the ground. And it's being challenged or crossed or covered or enhanced by stepping through. I love these two cards together because the cicada is going to be stepping through. This star being is going to be stepping through. And look at all the bubbles. Where do you get bubbles? Well, you get bubbles in water, which is the west. At the base of the reading, what we're marinating in. What we're marinating in the south is the struggle, it looks like, because you have these 4 horses that are either playing or fighting. And it feels to me that they're doing a little bit of both. So as they play, as they fight, as they wrestle around with these 4 directions, what we're marinating in is the play, the struggle, the fight. It's the 4 directions. In the past, as it relates to this general reading, and this is the really powerful one, because to me it feels that's what we're going into in the equinox. The 2 of fire. This is things, ideas coming to realization. It's being a little slumped over. It's being a little weary of this camel ride. Thank you. Giraffe ride. Sorry. This giraffe ride. I mean, who would get tired of a giraffe ride? I'd be so thrilled, but I guess after a while, Whew. So we get to take a breather here. And then at the top of the reading, what's marinating in everything, what is overflowing in everything, is our higher connection, is our connection to light, to the universal God source of energy, universal consciousness, awareness. And in the potential near future, where we are all headed to is a little bit of unknown. We're on this path, but it's not the path we think we're going to be on. It's going to be different. So, I just heard, if I can find my deck, okay, I'm going to use Good Tarot. There it is. This is the deck I want to use. So I just heard. Let's talk about the disruptions a little bit. What does that mean? So pick a card from 1 to 3, or not. What does this disruption mean for you? 6 of Wands, riding in as a winner. Queen of Swords, finding some truth that may or may not be what you expected, and going back to a simpler time. Great cards. No tower moment. We just have winning. We have some truth. It could be a little harsh. Cut and dry. Another owl. And then we have going back to a simpler time. Not staying on that same path of chaos and work and challenges, going back to a simpler time. But this new equinox in 2023 is bringing us a lot of wisdom, a lot of growth, a lot of playtime, some disruption. And for now, the time is for us just to sit on the back of the giraffe, see where it goes. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.